Hi everyone, this is a tutorial in Sketchbook, Autodesk Sketchbook that shows how to create this no-tan effect. I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. I also showed you how to do this in Photopia, but you can also do it in this program as well. This program does not have this version does not have the polygonal lasso tool, which is the only kind of drawback here, but there are some pluses to this program if you want to try to use it in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off all these layers here, and I'm going to, I'm actually going to delete these layers so we can start fresh. And I was trying to draw a palm tree for this other one here. I'm going to delete these guys. Oh, can't delete that one. Okay. So I'm going to start with a rectangle, and I'm just going to drag it out about this big. You want it to be about half the size of your paper, so you have quite a bit of room left. So we do our paint bucket here, and we're going to make sure that we're using the solid fill, and I'm going to fill that in black. And we are all set with that. So you can just tap any one of those guys to get out of there. And we're not going to use a brush for this. We're going to use the lasso tool. So we go back up to where we just selected with our, this is actually called a marquee tool, this rectangular tool here. We're going to use the lasso tool, and we're going to make a large shape first. We're going to start with our stylus. We're going to make, and this is kind of it takes a little bit of getting used to this. It's making this weird, it has this weird line that kind of continues along with us, but we can just let go, and then it creates that selection. And then what you can do, you can click with your finger on the layer that you're working on, and then you hit cut, and it cuts it out. All right. And then if you want to get rid of this selection, this dotted line thing here, you can go up to this box with the red X, and you can click selection cleared, okay? So we have one thing that we have cut out, and then what we can do is we can make a new layer with the plus sign in our layers, and then we can click on that layer with our finger or our stylus, and then hit paste. And there it is, and it pasted back in. So I don't want to paste back in, I want to actually flip it. So we go up to the top menu here, and I'm going to use the one that is, it's the third button over. It's the one right next to the circle with the arrows on it. I'm going to click on that, flip horizontal. And you can use your finger to move this guy over. And I like using Sketchbook for this project because you have a lot of ability to finesse where the shape actually goes. So if you had it like this, you're like, oh, I just can't get to line up perfectly. You can use the this circular button that I was just talking about. This is your nudge, and you can use that to nudge exactly, goes to the pixel where this thing should line up, and that is just about on the money. So then I can hit done, and I'm all set. And then it automatically pops into my next layer. So you want to continue to do that in each thing that you cut out. We're basically cutting something out of the original shape, and then making a new layer, and then pasting it into that new layer, flipping it horizontally so it shows up. And so if I want to do the same thing here, oops, I don't want to cut yet. I want to select first. Go back to my selection, make sure I'm in the right layer, usually the top layer, and I'm going to do something else here. Make a selection, and then I can let go. I click with my finger, cut. I'm going to deselect with this box with the red X, and then I make a new layer, and I hit in there, I click on that layer, and I do paste. And then I can go to my transform. It's the third one over, flip horizontal, put it way over there. I can move it over with my finger. Oops, no I can't. I am, there we go, I want to be on the right layer. Undo. I made a little line on there by accident, and I didn't want to do that. So to move something, just to remind you, to move something, you need to go to this. There's a button up here. It's the fifth one over. It's got the arrows on it. So I'm going to click on that. And now I can move this guy over, and I can nudge it if I need to. I'm going to go to the nudge tool and just move it over a little bit. There we go. That's looking good. So you can imagine if I did this like 5 or 6 more times, I would have this shape completely cut out and flipped back and forth probably about 5 or 6 times. What you don't want to do is have too much space left over. Oops, I didn't want to do that. What you don't want to do is have too much space, and I would say too much space would look something like this. If you have anything like that sized, you could certainly cut something else out of that. So you want to continue cutting shapes, pasting them, flipping them horizontally until you have a small amount of space left. And you can do this on all sides. The bigger the shapes that you start out with, the more you can cut and paste out of them. So what you don't want to do is start with a shape that's like this. You know, that's going to be too small. You're not going to be able to cut much out of that. So what you also don't want to do is include the corners. You don't want to do that, because then you're gonna it's not gonna have the same effect. You're not gonna be able to flip it. So you want to be able to. You basically want to start below one of the corners. So like this would be good. This would be fine. Do something like this. Shape like that.